Hello, my dear students. So, in today's class, we are going to learn about highway cross sectional elements. So, what are exactly the components of highway cross sectional elements? We will first enlist down one by one. First is a carriageway, second, shoulder, next, roadway width, next, right of way, building line, control line, median, camber, crown, side slope, and curb. All these points we are going to study one by one in detail. So, what exactly is carriageway? Simply, we can say the path over which the vehicle move is called as a carriageway. So, it is a travel way which is used for the movement of vehicle. It takes the vehicular loading. It may either be of cement concrete road, bituminous road, or any type of road, but which may carry a vehicle is called as a carriageway. Width of carriageway is determined on the basis of width of the vehicle and the minimum side clearance for safety. As per IRC specifications, the maximum width of vehicle is 2.44 meter, minimum clearance of 0.68 meter in case of single lane and 1.02 meter in case of double length should be provided. Now next is width of carriageway. What is width of carriageway? Here in tabular form we have seen that there are different types of road like single lane, two lane, then two lane with raised curbs, two lane without raised curbs, intermediate lane, multi lane, right? So depending upon the type of road we have various width of carriageway in meters. So here just we will enlist down one by one. Single lane width of carriageway should be 3.75 meter. Two lane without raised curbs width of carriageway should be 7 meter. Two lane with raised curbs width of carriageway should be 7.5 meter. Intermediate lane 5.5 meter and multi-lane pavement it is 3.5 meter per lane. Okay, so width of formation or width of carriageway is the sum of widths of pavement or carriageway including separators if they are provided. Okay, so width of roadway of various classes of road. Now refer this second table. Depending upon the classification of roads and roadway width, that is roadway widths are again divided into two types. Plain and rolling terrain is one, mountainous and steep terrain is another. So firstly, if we see national highway and state highway, for single lane plain and rolling terrain, roadway width it should be 12 meter, mountainous and steep terrain it should be 6.25 meter. Same for two lane also. Whereas for major district road, single lane and two lane, plain and rolling terrain it should be 9 meter, mountainous and steep terrain it should be 4.75. For other district roads, single lane, for plain and rolling terrain it should be 7.5, mountainous and steep terrain it should be 4.75 meter. Whereas for other district road, two lane, plain and rolling terrain it should be 9 and mountainous and steep terrain it should be 4.75. Whereas for the last type of road classification, that is village road, for roadway of plain and rolling terrain it should be 7.5 and mountainous and steep terrain it should be 4 meter consecutively. In this, in multi-lane highway, roadway width should be adequate for the requisite number of traffic lane besides shoulder and central median. Okay, and the minimum roadway width on a single lane bridge is 4.25 meter. Here in this figure you can see that what exactly is the carriageway. So over this entire portion the vehicle will be moving. So this is a two-way road. Now coming to next point, shoulders second. What are exactly the shoulders? It is provided along the road edge to serve as an emergency lane for vehicle. Shoulder means exactly the next space besides the carriageway, we can say. It acts as a service lane for vehicles that have broken down. The minimum shoulder width of 4.6 meter, so that a truck stationed at a side of the shoulder would have a clearance of 1.85 meter from the pavement edge. IRC recommended the minimum shoulder width should be 2.5 meter. It should have sufficient load bearing capacity even in the wet weather. The shoulder should be strong enough to take the upcoming load. Means even though if the loaded vehicle is standing stationary at one place, the shoulder should be firm enough to take the load. Means it should not damage the vehicle or even damage the road. Okay. Then the surface of the shoulder be rougher than the traffic lane, so that the vehicles are discouraged to use the shoulder as a regular traffic. The color should be different from that of the pavement, so as to distinguish that it is a shoulder and not the carriageway. This shoulder only serve as a standby carriageway. So here you can see that what exactly is the shoulder. Okay. Both figures are clearly showing what are exactly the shoulders. Now here, if there are two-way road, again here you can see two different shoulders are provided. This is untreated shoulder, this is a treated shoulder. It is clearly prepared, and this is not prepared properly. Okay, so untreated is not prepared properly with bitumen, treated is prepared properly with a bituminous surface. Now next is width of roadway or the formation width. The width of formation or roadway is the sum of width of pavement of or carriageway including separators or the shoulder. Formation of roadway width is the top width of the highway embankment or the bottom width of the highway cutting, excluding the side drains. Here it is excluding the side drains. Okay. In this, what exactly is right of way? It is the total area of the land acquired for the road along its alignment. It depends on the importance of the road and possible future development. It is desirable to acquire more width of the land, as the cost of adjoining land invariably increases very much soon after the new highway is constructed. A desirable range of land width has also been suggested for each category. While acquiring land for a highway, it is desirable to acquire more width of land, as the cost may increase if there is a highway. Also, roadside development starts taking place, making it difficult later on to acquire more land in the nearby premises. In some cases, the lower width within the suggested range may have to be adopted in view of high cost of land and other existing features. Means right of way means from wherever the road alignment will be moving, the nearby area you have to acquire it at the first stage. Otherwise, what will happen? There will be the development, and later on it will become very difficult to acquire the land, as there will be the development along these highways. Now building line. What exactly is building line? In order to serve the sufficient space for future development of roads, it is desirable to control the building activities on either side of the road boundaries beyond the lane width acquired for the land. Why these building lines are provided, or what is the purpose of providing these building lines? This helps for the future widening of the road. This reduces the chances of accident. This relieves the residents from noise pollution. Also, it helps to prevent disturbance to the traffic by nearby residents. In this, again we have one more term as control lines. Now, what can be the definition? In addition to building line, it is desirable to control the nature of building up to the further setback distance. Now next topic we have as traffic separators or medians. The main function of this traffic separator or medians is to prevent the head-on collision between the vehicle moving in opposite direction. In between, many times if you move in the cities, you can see there are separators provided in between the two lanes, right? This helps to prevent the head-on collision, right? Next, this channelizes the traffic into streams at intersections. It segregates the slow traffic and to protect pedestrians. The IRC recommends a minimum desirable width of 5 meter and may be reduced to 3 meter where land is restricted. So there are also some specifications for this median or traffic separators by IRC of 5 meter is desirable, but if the space is less, a minimum of 3 meter can also be provided. So here in the figure you can see what exactly are medians or traffic separators. Okay, many a times when we move along the cities we come to see these types of separators. So width should be 5 meter or